Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Hope everyone's doing great, having a great Wednesday morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Really appreciate your custom, or should I say your presence. That's what it's all about. Of course, guys, thank you for joining. Please don't forget, before I start, to smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you could be as kind to do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic, guys. Let's get straight into it. Manchester United play, obviously, Lyon tomorrow. Massive game, a big lead up to going on at the moment to the game. Man United need to win, of course. We know that. We need to do the business, of course, tomorrow. But for now, we're going to be speaking about what Man United can do in the summer. And I'm going to be exposing, so to speak, or letting you know, or telling you about certain players that Manchester United are chasing at the moment. Man United have, of course, chased a lot of players over these last few months. It's months, isn't it? There's many players that have come off the conveyor belt of names. And to be honest with you, not all of those players are going to be at Man United. We know that. But it is very interesting to see who Man United are going to go after. It is really interesting to see what kind of players, caliber of players, or profile of players that Man United are going after. It is interesting. And I like to bring it in because it gives you an idea of what direction we're going in, if we're going in a certain direction. And all roads point towards a prospect signing summer. And this is what's going on at the moment. I think all roads point towards that, in my opinion. And there are a number of players that are like not the finished article. They're not the ready. They're not ready, but they are going to be, maybe in 1 year, 2 years, maybe, you know. And obviously, it looks like we are planning for the future. As I've always said, I do believe Man United need a couple of more established players in that squad, if you ask me. I think Man United need a few experienced players in that squad to complement the young players, so to speak, in my opinion. I think that's what we need to do. Absolutely. Good morning, EC. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well, my guy. Hope you're good, my friend. Good to see you. And this is what's very, very, very interesting, you know, going into the summer. And I'm very intrigued to see what goes on in the summer. I'm very excited about it, and also apprehensive, a little bit like, you know, not nervous, but you know what? I've got my eye on Ineos, and I want to see what they do, because I do believe they need to back this manager. I want Man United to progress next season. I don't want us to decline. I don't want us to stay the same, static. I want us to get better. And with some of the players that we've been linked with, it just seems like we're not focused on the immediate future. We're more focused on the future in regards to the long-term future. Now, Man United shouldn't be going 10 years without a title. Man United, let's not forget about this 10 years. We've gone already over 10 years without a title. That is enough as it is. We can't be doing that, again. We can't be going 10 years, even 5 years without a title. Man United can't be doing that. Man United need to fight tooth and nail to win the title in the next couple of years, in my opinion. We need to fight, and we need to make sure that we are there, because there's certain fundamental problems wrong with Manchester United, and that goes from the pitch, it goes from the top, of course, and it resonates all the way down to the pitch. And it's this like bottling culture, this giving up culture that we were never used to when we were growing up. I was never used to Man United, bottling things, or not fighting. Even when we lost, you knew that we fought to the end, and I don't get the feeling of that now. I feel like that Newcastle game, for example, they threw in the towel. And to be honest with you, that I was absolutely disgraced with that. Because no one gives them the right on their 300,000 pounds a week to throw in the towel against Newcastle. It doesn't matter if the win does nothing for you. It doesn't matter about that, but it does help Manchester United at the end of the day. We move up that table to 3 million per position, of course, guys. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to get into a little bit of transfer news in regards to Manchester United. Of course, there is a lot of transfer news going around, floating around, news going around about certain players, etc., etc. And one of the players that we've been talking about quite a lot over the last recent years, or months, I should say months, is Juan Jimenez. Juan Jimenez is a centre-back who plays for Rosario Central in Argentina. Now, Juan Jimenez, his contract will expire on the 31st of December, 2025. So he is a free transfer in January. He's a free transfer in January. Now, Argentinian under-20 international, played a lot of games already for Rosario Central, can play centre-back, but he can also play defensive midfield. He's a right footer. Now, Man United need to move quickly to get this deal done. for a free transfer, but he won't arrive until January transfer window. Contract expires 2025, December the 31st. So he won't arrive at Man United till January the 1st. So Man United need to try and strike a deal and get this deal over the line quickly before someone else comes in for him, to be honest with you, because there are going to be other teams who are in for the signature of Gimenez. Gimenez is a very good player, a generational defender coming through the ranks at Argentina. So I think Man United need to move quickly. Man United need to work hard to get this deal done as soon as possible, in my personal opinion, guys. I do believe that. Of course, you know what I would say is that the competition that we're going to get is going to be fierce. This is why I'm saying that Man United need to do it quickly. Juan Gimenez is obviously Rosario Central. Rosario Central, of course, one of the big guns in Argentina, of course, along with Boca Juniors, River Plate, and those type of teams. But Juan Gimenez is very soon going to go to he's going to go to Spain. He's going to go to one of the clubs over there. And I feel like Man United need to work quickly to get this deal done. Man United are interested in Juan Gimenez. And Gimenez in Gimenez, Juan, Juan. So that is Juan Gimenez. He will be basically be heard about a lot in this next few weeks, in my opinion. And Man United need to act quickly. You snooze, you lose, as we said. We've lost out on a few players already. We're about to lose out on Naipan. We're about to lose out. We've lost out already on Quenda. So at the end of the day, Man United need to move quickly in regards to that one. Now, another player that could possibly come to Manchester United in regards to no money for at the end of the day, well, money, but not that much money. Now, another player that could come to Man United is a player called Idrissa Gueye. Now, Idrissa Gueye is not the Everton Idrissa Gueye, guys. As people know, Idrissa Gueye from the Everton player. He's an Idrissa Gueye from FC Metz in France. Idrissa Gueye is 18-year-old centre forward, one cap already for Senegal. 1.5 million euros he is valued at. So he is extremely cheap. Now, that is incredibly cheap, of course. I have no idea why that price tag is so cheap, but you know what? Centre forward, second striker, right winger. No, it's something that we need, and something affordable, such as Idrissa Gueye of Metz. So these are the type of signings, like Idrissa Gueye, that Man United will make in the summer. And you're going to be like, oh my goodness me, we're going to get relegated, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be talking like that. Of course we are, because we're going to be worried, isn't it? Because these players are not proven at the end of the day. They're not proven. But Idrissa Gueye is a player that mentioned an interesting centre forward, not the Everton Idrissa Gueye, the FC Metz in France. Idrissa Gueye, Senegalese international, 1.5 million euros that Manchester United are looking at the moment. Of course, Manchester United will be looking at these type of players all summer. And you're going to be looking at it and thinking, oh my God, you're going to be very, very nervous about it. But rest assured, some of these players are extremely talented. I don't think they're going to take us to the Premier League title. Not yet. It will take a few years. But 18 years old player, you know what? It's looking at more like a 3 to 5 year project to me. And that is what I'm looking at the moment. And I don't think a 3 to 5 year project is acceptable. I don't mind Idrissa Gueye. I don't mind players like that coming into the football club, but Man United need to sign a few experienced players as well, of course. Absolutely. Big up, Kenny. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Morning, Sal. Apparently, Rashford played well, make a top assist yesterday, and his price is going up. Hopefully, his price goes up. Good for him. Good for him. Please take him, please. Absolutely. I have no doubt that Marcus Rashford is a very world-class. He's a world-class player, one of a generation. Please buy him, please. Absolutely. Seen Wayne Rooney quotes yesterday on Rashford now saying he'd get him back with a few months ago. He was saying, no, man, we don't need that. He's finished at Man United. He's not doing it at Man United. He had a chance to do it at Man United. He didn't do it at Man United. No. Aston Villa is where he should be right now. A club that is not enormous, big, but not enormous like Man United. He needs to go. He needs to go and play there now. Go to Aston Villa. We don't want Rashford back. We don't want Anthony back. We don't want Sancho back. I don't know why people keep wanting to throw our players back at us. We don't want them back anymore. Enough is enough with these players. You know, they had their chance and that's it at the end of the day. I personally don't think he's going to change He'll come back to Man United. What do they expect him to do? Become all of a sudden this world-class player? He's going to be the same player as before. There's going to be the same environment as before. The Glazers are still going to be there. Everyone, it's going to be the same thing, isn't it, at the end of the day? Rashford is not the guy for United. Weak mentality, lazy, and doesn't want to track back and defend like Luis Diaz. I think we should move on from him. I do believe we should move on from EC. Guys, I told you guys about it before. Marcus Rashford was sent home from training by Ruben Amorim with stomach cramps. Why did he get stomach cramps? Sleeping pill abuse. And he's also addicted to gambling. People are not bringing up these things, of course. I know insiders at the club know these things, and these things are not gonna be exposed to people. But we cannot have this mentality at the football club anymore. We're done with that. We need to move on from this nostalgia, this thing where we keep hold of players so long and we take our time to get rid of them. When players leave Man United, when they do well, it says more about them than it does for the football club. You know what I mean? McTominay weren't good enough for Man United, but he's good enough for Napoli. That is what it is. Rashford's not good enough right now for Man United, what Man United need, but he's good enough for Aston Villa. And I would say that, Man United need a different type, a different profile of player now. Man United need a player that, Man United need people who are going to work for that badge. They're going to work for it and fight for it. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. We need that 40 million per profit. We'll say 30 million, 50 million of wages per year. Absolutely, Shah. We need it and we're desperate for it. And we need to move him on. If we decide to keep him, I give up. I really do give up because it just goes to show me where we are as a football club. We need to get rid of these players, these mercenaries, these lazy attitudes and stuff like that. We need to get rid of them. And we need to start a new leaf with new players coming in. As I said, there's many players that we're linked with who will fight for that badge. Fight for that badge. And there's players in South America and players in France and players like that who will come to Man United. Should have moved Rashford on? Yeah, I think we should have sold him after he had that good season a couple of years ago. You remember when he scored 30 goals? I think Man United should have got rid of him then. Man United should have cashed in on him, got 100 million, done. You know what I mean? Back then when he scored 30 goals. But now, look what they're going to get. They're going to get 40 million for him. And, we just cling on to players too much. I mean, nostalgia FC, born and bred FC, born, mank and bred FC. That's what we are. And no other club thinks like this. No other club thinks like this, apart from us. More mank, born and bred. That's what they think about. Real Madrid don't think like that. Barcelona don't think like that. Bayern Munich don't think like that. It's only Man United who think like that. You know what I mean? Mank, born and bred. We got to be loyal to him. They don't care. You're good enough. You're good enough. You're not good enough. You're at the door. It's simple as that. And that's how it should be at the end of the day. Big up. Almat, did you watch PSG Villa game yesterday? Watching that, I was struck by the difference in quality between the elites of Europe and United. The pace and technical ability just isn't there. I think what it is, Almat, is that, it's just a drive and a will to want it. Man United have never had the best individual players in the world. And I will tell you straight, they've had some of them, but you know what? We won a treble with the likes of Jonathan Greening and David May, you know what I mean? And Henningberg and these type of players. And what people need to understand is that, we just don't have that drive and will to win. And as I said many, many times, and I said yesterday's show, it comes with a culture at the football club. It comes with a culture and a will to win. If you want to win, you have that culture within your football club that we're going to give up. We're never going to give up. We're not going to give in. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but we're not as far as people think. We're playing like we're far as people. We're playing like we're very, very, very far away. But definitely not. If you swap that shirt with a PSG shirt, they'll suddenly start performing. It's ridiculous. And to be honest with you, look, I just feel like Man United on their day can do anything, but Man United on their day can lose to anyone as well. And that's the problem. And that is a cultural thing. I don't think we're that far away. I don't. The quality is not that bad, as people think. It's the effort, the implication, and the application in regards to wanting to win. And we don't have that. We gave up on the weekend. That's what it was, at the end of the day. We gave up. And that giving up mentality needs to be abolished from Manchester United. Absolutely. Apparently, Anthony only wants Batiste. Only truth in this. At the moment, yeah, Shah. At the moment, I mean, he's settled down very well in Real Betis, of course. Real Betis want to sign him, but Man United don't want a loan deal. They don't want another loan deal. The last loan deal has been rejected by Manchester United. Manchester United want a straight fee for Anthony. The only way they could resolve this situation is if Real Betis give a significant fee to Manchester United to do another loan. Other teams are interested in Anthony, including Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are interested in Anthony, and he can go for around 60 million, which will be great for Man United, going up to 73 million, which is brilliant for Man United because he has performed so well at Real Betis. So I would take that all day long. The Anthony and Betis situation is tricky. They have no money. Yeah, Anthony. Look, if Real Betis don't have the money, they can't get Anthony. It's simple as that. It's just as simple as that. If they can't afford Anthony, then go away. That is life at the end of the day. You can't afford it. I can't afford that shirt. I'm not going to get that shirt. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I can't afford to dine in a 5-star restaurant. I'm going to go to bloody Popeyes instead. You know, that's what it's like at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? But they have to do what they have to do. They can't buy him. They can't buy him. And man, if they can't afford him, then just let someone else buy him. And Atletico Madrid are interested amongst other clubs around Europe. So I would sell him definitely to someone else. Rashford had a good season. Last time I remember, it was a few months. Rashford had a good season. I think it was on Erik ten Hag's first season. I'm not sure. He got 30 goals. He got 30 goals then. But consistency is key, Shah, isn't it? And he's not consistent. And we know that Marcus Rashford will score goals for Aston Villa. Then he'll turn around, come back to Man United. And at the end of the day, then he'll come back to Man United, and then it'll be the same thing, wouldn't it? At the end of the day, it'll be the same thing. Inconsistency. Villa Costa, huge comeback. Yeah. Bad substitutions by Unai Emery, by the way. Bad substitutions. Cunha is the perfect signing for Man United. Amir, I don't think so. What's he done for Wolves this season? I don't think his mentality, I don't think his personality is the perfect signing for Man United. He's not. And you will see that. You know, people look at the footballer, you know, and that's it. They look at the footballer and that's it. And they don't look at the personality, right? What has he done for Wolves this season? What? He done well last season, but what's he done for Wolves this season? That's what you have to ask yourself. I heard Rashford wants a 10 million plus payoff before he accepts a permanent move. He wants compensation for lower wages. This is the problem, isn't it, Almac? Mercenary. You know, no matter what, you know, when you think about it, Manchester United made him. They gave him his debut. They made him a superstar. You know, and this is how he repays the football club. This is how he repays the football club, isn't it? Disgusting. And that's the personality of the guy. That's why I don't want the guy at the football club. He's a fake. He's a phony. He's a liar as well. He's a liar. He's a gambler. He's a substance abuser. You know, this guy is just not that guy that comes to play for Man United. And he wouldn't be playing for Man United if he was under Alex Ferguson. Definitely not. He would not be playing for them. Good morning, brother. What's going on, Gray? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Please hit like. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. 29 likes. Can we get to 40 likes by the end of the show, guys? That'd be nice. Of course, big up everyone in the stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. You absolute legends. What does United do if Chelsea returns Mr. Freedom? Mate. Man United have left themselves in the right mess. I don't know why they added this stipulation to the contract. It's ridiculous. Man United should have said, no, you want him. That's it. You have him. And that's what it should have been. But unfortunately, we're incompetent and we run like that. And now there is a huge possibility that he's going to come back to Man United. Now, Ruben Amorim doesn't want him back at the football club. So what's going to happen possibly is Man United will sell him for a highly significant lower fee. So basically, any club that comes in for him will sell him for a lower fee. The biggest issue that we're going to have is not selling Sancho. It is the wages that he will demand. You know, he's earning 300K a week. You know, so who's going to want to pay 300K a week for Sancho? The only place that I could possibly think that will pay that amount of money for Jadon Sancho is probably Saudi Arabia. Now, Jadon Sancho has openly said he doesn't want to go back to Saudi Arabia. He wants to go back to Dortmund. Dortmund cannot afford 300K a week to pay for Jadon Sancho. And this is the problem. You know, these mercenaries that we got at our football club, Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho of that nature, you know, who don't want to leave the football club, don't want to leave unless they're getting paid. I need to be paid. Man needs to be paid. I need to be paid. Man needs to be paid. That's what it is at the end of the day. The greed, the selfishness, the delusion of some of these players is absolutely through the roof. I cannot fathom how they can even be in a position to choose where they're going to, where they want to go to, because the way they have performed over the last years at Manchester United is beggars belief that they can even be this arrogant and delusional to be having requests to Manchester United. They should be grateful at the end of the day. Do you know? They should be grateful. Look how Sancho has performed at Chelsea. And I'm not going by one little goal against some farmer team in the Conference League. Right? I'm talking about in the Premier League, Champions League and things like that. I'm talking about Jadon Sancho, Jadon Sancho. He's a sport brat and he needs to be out of the football club. Absolutely. Cunha did some mad stuff on Instagram story. Looks sus. Yeah, I saw that, mate. I saw that. Yeah. And again, Kenny, what do I say? Right. When a player does something like that on Instagram, mad stuff, right? When someone does some mad stuff on Instagram, what does that tell you about the person? What does that tell you about the person? What does that tell you about the player? If a player can do that to Wolverhampton Wanderers, why isn't he going to do it to Manchester United in the future, maybe? That shows the personality of the guy. We're done with these Sancho characters, and this is what I'm saying. I don't doubt Cunha's talent on his day, but this season he has not turned up, right? And he has more time to write a indirect, subliminal Instagram and Instagram story than actually helping his teammates fight relegation. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this shows more about him as his character than it does about Wolves. And it should tell us, it should be a red flag for Man United that we shouldn't be signing players who resort to going onto Instagram, Twitter, wherever they do, and write nonsense, right? Because he would do the same to us, guys. He would do the same to us. He without doubt. You know what I mean? If things go wrong, and let's face it, Man United are not in a toxic place. They're not in the best place in the world right now. But if Man United, if he done that to Wolverhampton Wanderers, he's going to do it to Manchester United as well, isn't he? And we have to understand that. We have to look at that and really look at that smartly, of course. Okay, guys. In regards to another player that Manchester United are linked with, a player named Ibrahim Maza. Maza, M-A-Z-A. Manchester United are interested in Ibrahim Maza of Hertha Berlin. The Algerian international, 2 caps for Algeria, 19 years old, attacking midfielder, guys. 12 million euros he is valued at, guys. Another cheap option for Man United, but another talented option for Man United. He can play attacking midfielder, centre forward, left winger. He can play these players, of course. He can. He can play these positions, of course, which is brilliant. Very, very versatile. Ibrahim Maza, another one that Manchester United are interested in. Stuttgart are also interested in Ibrahim Maza. So again, Man United need to act quickly if they're going to get this deal through the door. Attacking midfielder, centre forward, left winger, the type of versatility that Manchester United need, the type of versatility that Man United need. That's what we need at the end of the day. That type of thing. You know what I mean? And if Man United can act quickly and get these deals through the door, Man United can have a very good summer, but also a very cheap summer. If we got Jimenez, if we got Idrissa Gueye, if we got Ibrahim Maza, those 3 players are going to cost us in total about 13 to 15 million euros, guys. At the end of the day. And there's 3 players there of high quality, young, up-and-coming players that Man United could sign in the future. So there, another one Man United have been scouting, Ibrahim Maza. Scouts were reported at Hertha Berlin's game, have been spotted. Manchester United scouts have been spotted all around the world recently, looking for the next big thing. And Ibrahim Maza is another player that Manchester United have their eye on, guys. So another one off the conveyor belt, of course, guys. Absolutely. Shah. Remember, Harry Maguire also asked for a massive payout before joining West Ham. Yeah, this is the problem, Almac. And I'm not saying that this is exclusively down to Sancho and exclusively down to Rashford. This is exclusively down to Manchester United and the culture that we have at this football club. And I've been banging on about culture all week. I mean, it seems like forever I've been talking about it. We have a mercenary attitude. We have a me attitude at Manchester United where I'm not good. I want this. I want that. And they're not willing to give back to the club. They're not willing to give their all for the football club. And that is what's most important for me, that they're not willing to give their all for this football club. That is what annoys me the most, and it does piss me off. It does annoy me. And, given where I was raised, the players I've seen, the players I was raised with, some of these players wouldn't even lace their boots, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, I'm disgraced with the way this football club is being run. Sure. Sancho has got 3 goal assists in 2 games. Must be good enough to trigger an obligation. Look, at the end of the day, whoever he played against, FC nobody, right? In the Europa League, in the Conference League, should I say, the Conference League. In regards to that, I'm not too bothered about what Sancho does. To be honest with you, he's just not good enough. When he wants to turn it on because he wants his contract, sure. But when he gets his contract, sure, he's going to turn off that contract. He's going to turn off those performances. Don't worry about that. No one doubts what Jadon Sancho can do. No one doubts that. Everyone knows me, who knows me well. When Jadon Sancho was at Borussia Dortmund the first time, when he's at Borussia Dortmund, I was a big advocate of Jadon Sancho. I was a fan of Jadon Sancho, and he's let me down, because I was like, no, we need Jadon Sancho. We should get Jadon Sancho and things like that. But he let me down, and I think it's great. He's getting his goals and assists because, guys, thank you. It would be great to trigger that obligation. And at the end of the day, if he impresses for Chelsea, it's good for Manchester United because hopefully they will trigger that obligation. And to be honest with you, I got a feeling no matter what happens between now to the end of the season, I don't think they're going to trigger the Jadon Sancho obligation. I just don't think they're going to do that. I think the novelty is wore off. I just don't think they want to do it. And that's my opinion. I'm not saying that he won't, but that's just my opinion, in my humblest of opinion, of course. Absolutely. What's going on, SLD? What's going on, brother? I hope you're doing well. I can see Sancho running down his contract and moving to Borussia Dortmund for free. Bloody hell, can you imagine him at Man United? We need to get rid of him. We really do need to get rid of him. Absolutely. We got to get rid of Rashford, Anthony, Sancho. We got a massive summer, guys. A huge summer coming up for Manchester United. It's absolutely unparalleled what we have to do. Unbelievable. I saw statistics that we were second in the last press resistance amongst the EPL teams. Only Crystal Palace has the worst technical ability, according to the graph I saw. We need an overhaul. We need an overhaul, yeah. Man United needs only keep. I told you, the only players I would keep at Man United right now are De Ligt, Yoro, Dorgu, Mazruri. I'm not sure about Licha, his injury record, so I'm going to leave that for now. Ugarte. I'm not counting all the youngsters, okay? Because the youngsters are going to stay. Mainu, Ahmad, Garnacho, and that's it, isn't it? Bruno, maybe. And that's about it. 9 players there in the whole squad that are good enough for Man United right now, in my opinion. But then even that is up for debate. That's up for debate still. To be honest with you, that's up for debate as well. But, what I would say is that Man United have signed different players. We've had a overhaul before. As I said, it's not just about signing players. It's not just about signing players. People took Ralph Rangnick's comments about Manchester United like about the football team. Ralph Rangnick was talking about the club. Talking about the club. Open heart surgery on the club. And what is open heart surgery on the club? That is the culture. The culture needs to change from the top to the bottom. No matter if we sign Lamine Yamal, if we sign, Odegaard, if we sign Saliba, if we sign Saka, it's not going to change. Let me tell you. What needs to change is a mentality at Man United as a football club, because every single footballer that comes into Man United seems to decline. We all remember when Mazruri walked through the door at Man United. He was getting 8s and 9s out of 10s. Slowly going down now, isn't it? The decline is starting. Not that he's a bad player. It's just that the culture at Man United is off. Absolutely. Who would you choose between Eze over? Would you choose Eze over Cunha? I probably would. I probably would. I probably would choose him over Cunha. Absolutely. Said that weeks ago, GK. Weeks ago. I mentioned Juan Garcia weeks ago. Linked. I mentioned it weeks ago. For me, I wouldn't waste money on goalkeepers. I wouldn't. I would get back VTech. I would do the buyback option for Kovar. Or I would get Seny Lemens, who is going to cost 20 million only. So those are the 3 I'll get. I won't go after Juan Garcia and players of that nature, who I mentioned in the show many, many weeks ago, of course. You don't need to tell me we're linked with anyone, GK. I already know. I've already said it in the show many times. And to be honest with you, no, I would go after Kova, VTech, and Seny Lemens. For me, that is who I'll go for. Absolutely. And it'd be cheaper. Big up, Mark. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Torlife, big up yourself. Cunha is not good enough for 60 minutes. He's not good enough for me. And to be honest with you, I think he's been a little bit overrated. I'm being honest, guys. But, I don't just look at the talent though, but what I would do, I won't just look at the talent. I look at the personality of the player as well. So thank you so much, Shah. Big up yourself. Big up, of course. Big up everyone. Sal, can we do a Schick or Delap poll? Who would you rather get? Schick or Delap? That's a bit of a strange one, Shah. And Schick is 29. Delap is a kid. All right, I'll do one for you. All right, I'll do one for you. Let me do one for you guys. 1 second. Let me do it for you. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let me do it for you. Right. I'm gonna do a Schick or Delap. I know people are gonna laugh at this. This poll, you guys are mad thing. All right, right, let's go. All right, start a poll. Would you prefer Would you prefer Patrick Schick or Delap? All right, I'm going to do Schick. Yes. Delap. And I'm going to do a third option, neither. Okay? There we go. I've done the poll, my friend. I've done the poll chart. There we go. There we go. It sounds like we are going to have 1 million youth players. What are we going to do with so many youth players? Sounds like Chelsea's conveyor belt of the academy players. Many of them will be sold. And this is the only worry I have about it, Almac, in regards to our tactics in the transfer market, is that Man United are going after profitability over success. And this is a big worry, a big red flag that Man United are doing. I wouldn't say exclusively that could happen, but it does look like it's edging towards that way. We do need experience in our football team. We need an experienced striker, in my opinion, to complement the other players that we got. We need more experience. We can't just rely on Bruno and that's it. Because at the moment we got Bruno, and that is where the buck stops with Manchester United. At the end of the day, we do need a lot more experience in there. As I said up front, in particular, Alex Ferguson. Like when Alex Ferguson signed strikers, and I keep repeating this, when he signed strikers, he would sign the likes of Dwight York, Premier League experience, right? 24, 25 Premier League experience, 25, 26 Premier League experience, right? Then it was signed Robin Van Persie, right? Player like that. Dimitar Berbatov, a player like that. Andy Cole, 24, 25, Premier League proven. Player like that. Do you know what I mean? And this is what Alex Ferguson used to do, even when he signed Alan Smith and players of that nature. That is what he used to do. He used to get the spine of the team sorted, but Man United don't have that spine, don't have that core there at the moment. Big up, Mark. He was a Saturday last summer. Very good. Absolutely. Maz is a great player. Another one Man United linked with. Smash the like speed. Thank you so much, SLD. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. Of course. Why players come to United and they do not want to leave? Because they get so much wages. Big up Ephraim. Because they get so much wages. Who would want to leave at the end of the day? Casemiro's getting 370 grand a week. Why would he want to leave Manchester United? Why on earth would he want to leave Manchester United? It's ridiculous. Kenny, Rouse shouldn't have been sacked. He should have went upstairs to the boardroom. Yeah, definitely. Because he's got a good eye for talent. Definitely. It was ridiculous. Only because he spoke out with the Glazers. That's why they sacked him, unfortunately, which is disgraceful at the end of the day. At the end of the day. He was the best thing we had till the board sacked him. He was. At the end of the day, he would have moved upstairs and done his the role upstairs and been a better. He has a good eye for talent as well. There's many players that we might have signed if we kept Ralph Ragnick, of course. Insert meme, big up. Insert meme, big up. Under UK, Darren, what's going on? Good morning, my friend. Hope you're good. Ephraim, the players know that they won't get their wages elsewhere. That's why. And that's why no one else wants to sign Jadon Sancho. This is the whole thing about it. This is why no one wants to sign Jadon Sancho. No one wants to sign Marcus Rashford. No one wants Luke Shaw, apart from the injuries as well. No one wants these players. at the end of the day. So this is the thing that I hope that is changing at Man United. I hope that this culture is changing at Man United now. I really do. I really do hope so. Absolutely. Shah, with Anthony, Rashford and Sancho leaving in wages, would say 33 to 36 million in wages a year. There you go, mate. FFP, cha-cha-ching, cha-cha-ching. FFP, absolutely, guys. Yeah. Look, the whole problem with Man United is not just boiled down to one player, right? It's not boiled down to individuals. The whole problem with Man United is a collective as a football club. Now, as I said, Ralph Rangnick, when he spoke about the open heart surgery, he was not just talking about the players. He was talking about the club as a whole. The club as a whole needs open heart surgery. The club is a problem at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And until the culture of the club changes, we're going to get the same results, guys. We're going to get the same results. Man United are in a position now where we need players that are going to graft. We need players that are going to fight for that badge. We need players that are really going to fight and go 90 plus minutes for Manchester United. What I saw at the weekend totally filled me with despair, to be honest, because no one told those players that they can down tool against Newcastle United. I know that the game is relatively a dud. I know, but no one told them that they can down tool against Newcastle United. They were not given the authority to do that. But the problem with these players, they just need a hint of someone telling them the game doesn't really matter. They were down tool. They will do it anyway. That's what they do. That's what this team is about. It's disgraceful at the end of the day. Shah, that's probably our two most released or cheap. Oh, goodness me, Shah. Bloody hell. God help us. Schick or Delat, neither one of them. Absolutely. That's why I put neither there. Absolutely. Schick is decent, but I remember the Bundesliga tax. Schick, yeah, the Bundesliga tax. Schick scored this great goal against Scotland, if I'm not wrong, in the Euros in 2020-21. He scored this great goal. I think it was Schick. I think it was on the halfway line or something like that. He scored, and it was a great goal, of course. EC, I heard Ineos is pulling their Tottenham sponsorship for the Granada deal. It was a 5-year deal signed to until that deal. Yeah, that's been done already, EC. That's been done. They pulled it already, mate. They pulled it already. Yeah, they sponsored Tottenham, didn't they? I think they've done it already, mate. It's more realistic if it's a dream, Osimhen and Gutierrez. I mean, I wouldn't go for Gutierrez and Osimhen. I think Man United need other positions in the pitch. 2 strikers, I don't think we need. I do think we need, but we need other positions in the pitch before we go after 2 of the same strikers. You know what I mean? 2 strikers, sorry. And we should be getting a number 10, a midfielder, a right wing back, a defender, a goalkeeper. That's what we need at the end of the day. We got a lot of positions to fill, of course. Our first team will play the Under-21s League. There you go. Our first team will play in the Under-21s League. Lol. We probably won't even win that league, to be honest with you. Did you cover that Onana and his agent approached United asking for a pay rise? Does he think he deserves a wage increase? I haven't covered that. That is speculation. I haven't covered that. I generally look at things and I don't look. I look at the source. To be honest with you, Onana is in a bit like they said that Onana had a fight in the dressing room with the players, and that is not true. Onana was distraught after the game against Lyon and wanted to time out mentally. He wasn't there. He was very upset, and no one went near him because he was upset. He was down. He was in the doldrums, and it's the thing that people make up, sinister things about players. I know that Onana's not good enough, but I doubt that Onana's asking for a new contract right now. Read the room if he is. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Read the room if he is, but I doubt that is at the end of the day. What's happened with the Mainu contract? Let's remember that. You know what I mean? Good morning, United families in the house. Big up, Abada. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're good. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Of course. I say neither as well, but it's like a too realistic target. I picked Schick ahead of Delat with we can get other realistic targets, Shah. There's not just Schick and Delat. There are other players out there. It's just that who we're linked with. There's loads of players out there who are better than Schick and Delat, but I don't think we're going to be going after. They're the only ones, of course. Lafanda, what's going on, my friend? Who are the Hertha Berlin and Metz players we're linked with? The Hertha Berlin player is Ibrahim Maz. Guys, Ibrahim Maz is the player that we are linked with, of course. Ibrahim Maza, sorry. Lafando. Ibrahim Maza is the player that we are linked with. The Metz player is Idrissa Gueye, not the Everton Idrissa Gueye. It is the Metz Idrissa Gueye, of course, absolutely. So Hertha Berlin is Ibrahim Maza, and the Metz player is Idrissa Gueye. Yeah. Can we get Chris Wood as our new workhorse? Chris Wood is decent. You know what I mean? I would say Chris Wood has shocked me this season, to be honest with you. Chris Wood has been one of the players of the season. We have to be honest with ourselves. He's been absolutely fantastic this season for them. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he is better than what we have at the moment. Maybe, but maybe they're coming to Man United and do worse. Who knows? Man United have got a habit of that, isn't it? About that, what is really going on with this great club? Why are we signing young players? If we sign young players, we still need to sign players who are extremely good and talented. I agree about that. And this is the whole point that we've been talking about. Man United can sign young players. Man United can sign like the youth players, the future players. But Man United need to also sign experience. They need to also sign experience as well, not just youth players. You know, we need to mix it in and blend it in and complement the youth players with the experienced players as well. Like we need an Osterman, right? If we get an Osterman, then you can sign a Liam Delap, right? If we get an Osterman, then you can sign a young player, an Idrissi Gueye or Ibrahim Miza, and you know what I mean? These type of players, the Aiden Heavens of this world, you know what I mean? But we do need to mix it up at the end of the day. Oh, goodness me. Definitely it's better than what we have. Who do you think would win the UEFA Champions League? So who do you think would win the Champions League? Who's going to win the Champions League? I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it's not going to be Arsenal. It's not going to be Arsenal. Asna. It's not going to be Arsenal. Arsenal will get knocked out today by Real Madrid. Barcelona. Or PSG. Barcelona or PSG win the Champions League this season. At least I hope they do. You know what I mean? I hope it's someone else. I do hope so. But you know what? I think Barcelona then will win the Champions League. Sure, that's a big take, so absolutely. I am Mr. Big Take, absolutely. I'm Mr. Big Take, absolutely, guys, definitely. That's what I do. Real Madrid come back tonight. Come on, you know what? They're up for it. Yeah, they're up for it. I think there's going to be something going on tonight, man. I really do. I really do. I think Real Madrid will be 2-0 up in no time. I think like this. I'm thinking like this. Real Madrid will win 3-0. The game will go to extra time. Real Madrid will win in extra time. I'm guessing Chido will be getting more bins in the Premier League since he's not registered for Europe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he should be getting more SLD. That's absolutely correct. He should be getting more minutes in the Premier League, absolutely, because I don't feel it's been fair on him that his team, of course. If Arsenal sit back at 10 men, of course they can. They can still do it, even if they sit back. It takes one goal to put the, you know what one thing is about when you play at stadiums like the Bernabeu and things like that. When the pressure is on, you can collapse. And I think Arsenal are going to collapse. Pray for Real Madrid. Early goal in a Real Madrid game. I think there's going to be an early goal, a set piece, something like that. It's going to be a corner. It's going to be a Real Madrid goal. You know what I mean? Jonathan David cost 40 million over 5 years, including the wages and signing bonus. Osman would cost 140 million, including the charitable wages. And Osman, he's a much better player, though, isn't he? At the end of the day, so I said it before. Jonathan Davies is not that guy. Absolutely. I cannot stand Arsenal winning it, especially living in London. Me too, mate. I've been from London. Madrid will get a penalty in the first 15 minutes. That is what's going to happen. And if Madrid get an early goal, anything can happen. If Arsenal get to halftime relatively unscathed, 0-0, they've done it, in my opinion. Not 100%, but they've done it. If Madrid get the early goal, I see Madrid doing it. I do, because the pressure is going to be immense on Arsenal. If Madrid get that, 80, 90,000 people in that stadium, the pressure is going to be immense, and Madrid will be pressing. Madrid are animals, man. When they get going, they're animals, and I think it will be an interesting game. How many players will need to win the Premier League? Man United, about 12, probably Ephraim. For Man United to compete, Man United need a goalkeeper, a right wing back, another defender, a midfielder, a number 10, and a striker. But not only saying that, they need excellent in those positions. Absolutely. That's my prediction as well, Kenny. That's my prediction as well. Absolutely. I can't see Ineos winning to pay. I also think, Kenny, that Arsenal might get a goal and it might be 4-1 or 5-1. It might go to extra time. But ultimately, I think that Real Madrid will win. Absolutely. I can't see Ineos winning to pay Osimhen's wage demands too rich for Ineos. They're not going to buy him anyway. Exactly. They're not going to buy him anyway. But the reason that Osimhen can demand that amount of money is because he's a much better player. And if Man United are going to progress, we can't be having a punt on players that might do it at the end of the day. This is the problem. You know, especially players like David, you know, who are a little bit older, not got no ceiling. I would love to know the secret to PSG. The way they play is beautiful. It's the players that they've got, mate, most of all, and the manager. They're well run. They're run by Qatar, of course. Do you think we have a weak fan base that comes to uniting all together? We have a divided fan base who are in competition with each other, Sharp. We have a fan base that love to hate each other. We have a fan base that think they're better than each other. We have a fan base that are in little brownie points competitions between each other. That's the problem with our fan base, right? We have elitist fan base, fans who have been fans for Man United for 50 odd years that think they're better than everyone else, you know? And that's the problem with our fan base at the moment. You know, they think they're better than everyone else. And until we unite to our common cause, we're going to have the same crap going on, of course. The truth is that I don't think this great club are serious because it has gone far better than this because all other teams in the league are serious more than our team. Mate, what I would say about that, my friend, is that we're run by the wrong people. We're not run by footballing people, you know, and I'm going to see what happens next season. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the summer. The transfer window will be very intriguing. I'm going to see. They're going to be on fraud watch. Ineos, of course, they are. And I'm going to see what they do in the summer. And if they manage to pull something rabbits out the hat, then I'm going to be absolutely delighted. But you know what? It does look bleak. But keep your head up, Abada. Hopefully, fingers crossed, God willing, we will do something in the future and we will do something next season and maybe give us a little bit of enthusiasm, you know, going forward. But obviously, it's going to be very interesting. This season has been an absolute disaster, a nightmare. You know what I mean? If we don't win the Europa League, it's the worst season I've ever predicted, I've ever seen in my life as a Man United fan for nearly 40 years. And to be honest with you, if we win the Europa League, it's a little bit of hope to cling on to. It's hope to cling on to, isn't it, at the end of the day? Let's hope. It was very evident that the protests are just a shiny new toys. Some fans just don't forget about the protests and the Glazers and the Ineos will never leave. Yeah, absolutely. It's consistency at the end of the day, isn't it? As a neutral, I would join Arsenal versus Belgium. My prediction is Arsenal will win comfortably, advance unless the ref hands out a red card. I'm not a neutral in regards to Arsenal. Arsenal, Man United have a rivalry. I don't like Arsenal. I don't hope they don't go through. I don't like them. If people were around in the 90s, they know to hate Arsenal. Arsenal don't like us. I'm not a neutral. I hate Arsenal, and I hope they go out. That's what I hope. The reason is they'll do exactly the same to us. They will do exactly the same as Arsenal. Arsenal fans will hate us. They will never support us. So I do not support Arsenal. I'm not a neutral, and I hope Real Madrid win. Absolutely. Our fan base has its own biggest enemy. Yeah, people like Saeed talking after nonsense on this channel. He's only one of many. Mate, we all know about, we spoke about him yesterday, EC. I mean, at the end of the day, the guy, as I've already said, he's a problem, you know, but what we have to do is just try and build this community up to what it is. And we get the common sense. That's what we need. We need more common sense in football. We need more people who know about football, understand football more, of course. Okay, yeah, guys, I'll be back. 1 second, guys. 1 second, I'll be back. 1 second. Cheers, guys. Thanks. Yeah. I hope you didn't see what I'm wearing as my underneath. I hope you didn't see that. I am wearing something very untoward underneath. Why do we not take Luis Ocampos for PSG? He is free next season. Good point. Good point, of course. Felix Maka is also linked to... yeah, loads of players are linked to us, mate. Absolutely. 100%, I hate Arsenal. Me too, Darren. I cannot be a neutral of Arsenal. I mean, if you've been a Man United fan for a long time, you would know that you wouldn't want Arsenal to win. You wouldn't be a neutral. Would be edging towards Real Madrid. Definitely. I'm not a big fan of Real Madrid. But I would much prefer Real Madrid to advance than Arsenal. Absolutely. I heard Man City protest was more better than our protest. Embarrassing considering they have no fans. You got no fans. Absolutely. It's crazy, isn't it? We're not hard enough, guys. We're not scary enough. We talk a good game. You know, you've got people there that are just more interested in doing interviews with ex-players than fighting for the cause. That's what it is at the end of the day. They got more interested in their ego than fighting the cause. That's what it is. And at the end of the day, they all think they're bigger than everyone else. The fan base, every single member of the fan base think they're better than someone else. Donnarumma is one of my favorite goalkeepers. That I would love him at Man United. Would love him. That is the type of goalkeeper Al-Mak I would love at Man United. Donnarumma is fantastic, tall, domineering. You know what, and doesn't make many mistakes. You know what I mean? I mean, just looking at Donnarumma, you look at he's a unit, isn't it? At the end of the day, guys. It will cost about 40 million, 30 million, sorry, GK, 30 million if they get relegated, Ipswich. It looks like Ipswich Town are going to be relegated. So it will cost about 30, it will go for about 30 million, my friend GK. It will go about 30 million. If they get relegated. It looks like Ipswich Town are basically relegated at the moment, isn't it? At the end of the day. But definitely, yeah. But guys, look. It's going to be an up and down few weeks. Massive game tomorrow. I'm already anxious about the game. I'm doing my match preview later on, guys. So don't forget to watch the match preview, please. Chatterbox is important too. Don't forget to tune into Chatterbox, guys. So please don't forget to tune into that. I'm going to be giving my lowdown, my predicted lineup, my score, probably the press conference as well. Hopefully I'll bring that in as well, guys. So looking forward to the game tomorrow. Massive game, and nervous already about that game because it is our make or break. You can only imagine what it's going to be like if Man United don't qualify for the next round of the Europa League. It's going to be absolutely a drain this season. It will be a drain this season, definitely. Shah, what if we penalties and miss tomorrow? I will bring on Bayindir. I'll be honest, Shah, I'll bring on Bayindir for the penalties. I'll bring on Bayindir. I wouldn't do Anana. But you know what I would say, like, I don't know. It's such a like an umbrella effect sort of thing, in it, hypothetical sort of thing that, you know what, if we bring on the brain there, he might have saved the penalties that Anana might have saved and stuff like that. But I think Bayindir should start tomorrow. I've said it already. I think he should be that player tomorrow to start, but I don't think he's going to start. I do believe that Anana will be back in the team. Unfortunately, hopefully we won't need penalties, Shah. He did. If we have got penalties, if we do go to penalties, it is because of Anana. If we go to penalties, it's because of Anana's mistakes. That's what it is. Because Anana let in 2 stupid goals against Lyon last week. And we should have been 2-1 up in this tie and not having to like worry about winning the game. We could have drawn the game and gone through, you know. And now the incentive is on Man United to attack. Lyon will be feeling buoyed and confident, you know. And there you go. Does anyone have today's number? I mean, no, unfortunately not. I don't think he'll come back to Man United. The way he was treated at Charlem, he's enjoying himself in Florence at Fiorentina. He's enjoying himself there. David De Gea was brilliant for Man United. Best goalkeeper post since Peter Schmeichel, since Van der Sar, should I say. And we haven't had a goalkeeper as good as him since. And the only goalkeeper Man United need to try looking at the caliber of goalkeeper that we're going after. We need to stop going after these flashy goalkeepers who can play out from the back. That's what Man United need to stop doing. And go after a goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, go after a goalkeeper, guys. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, you absolute legends. I will be back later on for the match preview. Keep your notifications on, guys. Absolutely. Great talking to the community as usual, guys. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to smash a like. Sure. I won't play Casemiro and Ugarte, especially at Old Trafford. I'll play Casemiro, Bruno, or Ugarte. But let's see what happens. We need to win. We need to score. Sure. We need to win the game. So it depends. Let's see what happens, of course, guys. But we need to pick it up, and it needs to be a lot better than it was against Newcastle United, of course, when we were absolutely dreadful at the weekend. Not a good preparation for the Lyon game, by the way. The Newcastle game. It's an awful preparation for that game, definitely. And I'm nervous for it. I'm anxious. I want to see how Man United start the game. It's going to be a very, very shaky game. I know it. It's not going to be straightforward. That is what Man United do at the end of the day. They put us through the stress, don't they? It's never easy with Man United. Who you like from Real Madrid and Barcelona? None of them, to be honest, Ephraim. If I was pushed, I would say Real Madrid. And let me give you an example. 2010, 2008 and 2010, I think it was, Man United played Barcelona in the Champions League final. Barcelona were awful fans. Awful. They're full of themselves. Really, really full of themselves and arrogant, so arrogant. So I would say that I don't like Real Madrid, but Real Madrid and Man United have more of a history than Man United, Barcelona. So I would say Real Madrid and Man United. Real Madrid, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Beef Bully. So how about this? Delap, David, and Ramsdale. I mean, Rams down, more like we'll get relegated, Beef. By goodness me. Rams down, more like. Absolutely, we'll be getting relegated with that. Definitely. I don't mind Delap and David. I don't think that would be that bad. I don't think it would be as bad as people think. That wouldn't be that bad. I don't think we're going to get both of them. We're not going to get two strikers, Beef Bully. Man United need other positions in the pitch, including a midfielder, a right wing back, a number 10, a defender, So I don't think we're going to get two. That would be a poor window, to be honest, Beef. We need to sign players in different positions, of course. We're missing balance. KDB, there you go. That's our KDB. That's our KDB, isn't it, at the end of the day? Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back later on for for Chatterbox, of course. Take it easy, guys. And guys, look, you know what? Don't forget, you know what? The other channels, don't listen to them. Those guys over there, keep it real. Listen to the proper football analysis over here, guys. That's what it is. Guys, I got followed by a Newcastle player today. I got followed by an ex-Newcastle player today. Newcastle United, Warren Barton, ex-England international, followed me today. Isn't that weird? Warren Barton, ex-England international. It's mad, isn't it? I mean, I was sitting there at Wembley Stadium back in 1995, and Warren Barton was playing for England, and he's followed me on Twitter today. So there you go. Celebrate good times. Come on. Anyway, guys, have a great time, great day, great night, great evening. See you later for Chatterbox. Take it easy. Peace.